Good morning, Ultra Crew, and welcome back to another episode of Ultra Reload. I'm your host, Sinister, and today we're keeping the momentum rolling with another packed show. Last week, we had a banger of an episode. David joined us to give us the first real alpha on Empires, and the community showed up strong. The feedback, the discussion, the waves of new questions. It's clear people are really tuning into what's being built, and we love to see that. Now, this week, we're flipping the coin and diving into Citadels. Joining us today is someone you've all been waiting to hear from. Adrien, founder and CEO of Black Eye Studio, is here to walk us through the Citadel, the fast-paced action shooter that's been making major strides in development and getting closer to its next big moment. We'll hear more about how the game's evolving and what kind of progress the team's making, and maybe even get a glimpse of what players can expect as we inch closer to the next testing phases. Hey Adrian, great to have you here.
Hi, Patrick. Hello, everyone. It's really good to see you. It's been a pretty long while since we've last spoken to each other, since I've given an update on Citadels, and we have had a lot of exciting things happening over here. Obviously, our big focus has been to make sure that the next phase of the game that you are going to get your hands on is going to have a lot of updates, a lot of changes, and a lot of improvements. Globally, we've been focusing a lot on the Citadels itself. So for us, building the environment of the Citadels, the playable floor, a lot of you guys are now familiar with that, has been really the focus. And that is kind of why we've been holding back on the next test so far, is to ensure that we actually have these new floors playable and that they are connecting and that the experience is good. So currently, that means that floor 0 to 5, so the lobby of the Citadel is going to be playable, which is pretty exciting because it is one of the best looking area and the most grand area of the Citadel. That is then to be going to expand from -1 to floor 5, and then -1 to floor 10. So every few playtests, we will be adding a few floors up until floor 10. Floor 0 to 5, it is important to know that they are not supposed to have extraction points, so they will be having temporary extraction points, which might feel a little weird for these sessions. And the first real extraction points are actually on floor 10. Extractions have been updated as well. They are a little more specific now. They are more open. They are easier to understand, but mostly they are creating their own area of gameplay. So I know that a lot of you guys got used to the current map, and you will have a lot of new things to learn. On top of that, we are bringing new loot, new gear quality, which is a pretty big update to the game as well, because it means that there is going to be really suddenly a lot more choices and a lot of min-maxing choices to be made by players, especially players that want to be the most competitive in the game. And we are bringing healing items. So everything that is magical care for your character. You will be able to repair broken limbs, to stop bleeding, and then all of this nice stuff. And all of that is presented in a nice new polished HUD, a little more minimalistic than it was so far. You can see on my screen now that I'm sharing with you the floor 0 to 5, the lobby of the Citadel, which, as you can see, has a lot of mood going for it. It's a bit different than what you have experienced so far. It is really open with a lot of vertical space. And now you can also see a very small sneak peek on some of the items that you will be able to find in the game. Note that there are a lot more than that. I think that overall we are planning to ship with something like 250 or 300 items. Don't take my word for it, but that's within that range. From now on, we are going to be keeping at it. We are definitely keeping the focus on the environment. That is really the big focus. That is something that is going to keep improving, that we are going to be keeping working on, that we are going to keep expanding between now, the next playtest, and then in between playtest up until the final release of the game. We are really excited about that, as we are with the loot, because that is really, again, the evolution of the game. That's really uh, going to start showcasing Citadels the way that it's meant to be played. You know, with a lot of verticality, with really moving up, trying to reach these extraction points, and trying to make it out alive. We are looking forward to seeing you guys in our next playtest. We hope that we have plenty of you. We have a lot of nice surprises coming your way as well. We have a few promises that we are going to execute on. We hope that you will keep following us on Twitter. Please make sure to wishlist on Steam, wishlist on Ultra, and we will see you guys in the next play session.
Awesome, man. That was great. Appreciate you sharing all of that, Adrian. I know the community's been waiting a lot for this kind of update on Citadel, and honestly, I'm just excited to see the game taking shape the way it is. You can really see there's a lot of love going to the details, and yeah, based on what we are seeing, I think the next time people get their hands on it, it's gonna hit very different. So, guys, now I gotta ask, what part of the Citadels are you most excited to try when the testing phase opens back up? Tell us in the comments below. Alright, now that we had our dose of the Citadel hype, it's time to zoom out and see what else Ultra's been up to. Joining us again is Rod, here to hit us with the latest updates from across the ecosystem, from product tweaks to new integrations, games, and much more. You know the drill. Rod, welcome back, man. What's up on your side?
Hey, Patrick. Another week goes by, and I'm excited to be here. This is a short week, so we have a lot on our plate at the moment. But happy to be here to share new updates. Yeah, how are you doing, man?
I'm great, man. It's been a busy week again, no surprise there. Adrian just dropped some serious Citadel energy, and everything else happening around the ecosystem is hard not to feel like things are ramping up fast, right? Ultra is definitely in build mode, like engines on, countdown running kind of mode. So let's hear it. What's the latest from your side?
Well, to keep the momentum high, I got to start with really cool updates. Last week we had David giving us an introduction and progress update on Empires. And we just had fire some minutes ago, some really nice fire from Adrien on everything Citadels. So let me keep the momentum high by sharing maybe a small alpha that I think next week or in 2 weeks we'll have a private playtest with a very special partner. I'm really excited with it. I can't share a lot at the moment, but let's see how it goes, and maybe I can give you an update in one of the next reloads. Other news also on Citadels. As I've mentioned during the week on the last flash updates, we'll have some updates on the Ashes of Mankind branding. So we've got some changes coming because this is more of an evolution than a rebrand. As you know, we are launching two experiences. So AOM has basically two experiences, a Web 2 and a Web 3. And to make the user acquisition more effective, we are working on a clear split between both brands. This will help us speak directly to each audience and avoid any cross contamination between mainstream players and Web3 enthusiasts. So, Citadels is the FPS that we all been learning to love. This will be communicated directly to gamers, to the wider mainstream audience across all these cool gaming platforms, and then Empires specifically for crypto and Web3 degens. This means that the branding will mean not only new websites, but also new channels, in slightly different content. Right now, we have everything in the same channels, but we'll create a clear cut. So we'll have new channels to cater each one of the brands. Okay, what else? Still on the AOM universe. I think the next update is on the staking progress. I've mentioned this a few weeks ago. The staking smart contract for Empires is now live and on testnet. We have been reviewing the issues that came up and we are working through fixes. Once that's done, we'll move into an audit prep, and the overall Ash War effort structure is also under review. As soon as I have more news, I will be sharing them as well in one of the next updates. Then on the Ultra front, also mentioned during the last flash notes on Discord, our Electron client has been upgraded to the latest version to make sure we keep things secure and up to date. And we expect that to be released, I think, next week. Another game, MetaHoof, also dropped a small perk on the last flash updates this week. We just kicked off early work on the first trailer for MetaHoof. It's not in production just yet, but we finalized the script and the storyboard. And we'll have a really cool teaser trailer coming soon. It's around the corner. As I mentioned a few weeks ago, we'll be more involved with this project and giving it more the spotlight. So this first trailer will be a really cool asset to set things in motion. On other updates, we are currently developing a new NFT staking model. Quite exciting. And basically in this staking model, users earn NFTs instead of coins. This includes tiered-based rewards based on tokens staked. I won't share more on this right now. You will need to wait for one of the next reloads, but also quite exciting. Last but not least, I've been neglecting this on the past reloads, but we've just announced a bunch of new games that are joining the platform. We have, I think the last one was Grand Gangster City. So this is a GTA style game with a gritty gangster storyline. We also had Memes at War, is a chaotic team deathmatch FPS with memes. We have Vlad Circus, a point-and-click puzzle with a dark horror twist. We also had Lusa, which is basically a sleek 3D multiplayer shooter with very fast-paced action. Last but not least, one of my personal favorites, we have Block Lords. I think I've mentioned probably one of the last reloads, but I'm really excited with this one. So Block Lords is a medieval MMO that blends strategy with roleplay elements. So we have a packed roadmap. The team has been full hands-on, busy with many moving parts. Plus, we have a really juicy list of games coming in slowly. Our list is quite populated, but some of these integrations are taking a little bit longer because the games are at different development stages. But they are coming gradually, slowly but steadily. But still, it's an exciting list. What do you think, Patrick?
Man, Ultra really doesn't sleep, huh? It's crazy to see how many layers are moving at once, from tech to games to ecosystem flow. Like, you can tell everything is being lined up with long-term growth in mind, and honestly, I'm all in for that. It's like every week the foundation gets a little stronger, You can feel something big taking shape. Rod, remember when you said last time, by the end of the year, when we look back at everything Ultra accomplished, it's gonna be wild to see how far we've come looking at all of the episodes, right?
Indeed, Patrick. You know as well as we do how ambitious is our vision, how packed is our roadmap. Our team has been all over the place, full steam ahead on working on all these moving pieces. And I know that maybe from the outside to our community, sometimes it's difficult to grasp what are they trying to achieve? What are they building? But we are building this Netflix of gaming. We are building something that no one has ever done. And this super app, this super ecosystem that will become a contender, not just a contender that will shake things up. So yeah, man, I'm quite excited, and it's always I try to level and to manage my excitement. I don't want to overhype people, but behind the lines here, the way we see the market and looking at what we are building, it's looking dope, man. It's looking exciting, and I can't wait to see things coming to fruition and really, Drop it. Like we discussed last week. Let's do a recap, a retrospective at the end of the year when we have things already out there and people enjoying the products that we are building. And yeah, next week's promise to be really exciting.
All right, Rod, time to open up the floodgates. You know the drill. The community never misses when it comes to questions, and this week was no different. We've been sorting through a ton of them, and while we can hit every single one today, rest assured they're all being tracked, tagged, and lined up for future episodes. So let's crack into this week's speaks. Are you ready?
Bring it on, man. Let's start.
All right, no better way to kick things off than with this one. The Citadel hype has been building fast, and now I think everyone's wondering the same thing. Can we have an update about the release date of Citadels?
Man, you're coming in hot. Today's all about Citadels, huh? Well, Citadels. You know how game development is a bit unpredictable and sometimes full of surprises. We might have hit a few bumps here and there, and we are doing still doing some adjustments on the roadmap. That said, we are getting closer. Game nights will be resumed in a few weeks, and the early access is just around the corner where people will be able to experience all those cool levels and new features that Adrien just teased us minutes ago. We'll drop a roadmap update or a full update in one of the next episodes and one of the next reloads. So stay tuned for that.
Well, that's what we love to hear, man. The idea that early access is just around the corner, that's going to light a fire in the community, right? Can't wait to jump in and see the latest build in action. Next one dives into a topic you mentioned during a Flash update, the integration of browser games into the Ultra client. And naturally, people want to know more about it. Well, the more. Can we get more intel about more in browser games coming to the Ultra client, MetaHoof, Empires, and more? What is the kind of support for the games through the extension?
And more and more and more. More means just that. More means more. What is more? More games, more experiments, more surprises. All future browser games will be supported directly via the client extension. And who knows, maybe we might have an ace or two up our sleeve.
Yeah, you know, Rod, the whole idea of browser native games running inside Ultra Client is huge for accessibility, right? Because most of the Web3 games are web based.
Indeed, man. As you know, most of the games, probably 99% of them in Web3, they're still browser based games. And at Ultra, we want to give an ultra experience, an ultra native experience to all of these different games, whether they are client based, browser game based, and who knows, maybe even other platforms. So yeah, the first step now is to make sure we accommodate the majority. We bring them to Ultra, and we offer a pure native Ultra experience with all these Ultra perks that we are working on to all the games.
All right, now let's shift gears into payments. Gift cards has been mentioned a few times now, and people are ready for the details. Can you give us more info on the gift cards and how those will be used?
Gotcha. I have a feeling that I might have answered this here and there, maybe in a different way. So, gift cards. Concept is simple. You think of them as Amazon or Netflix style gift cards, but powered by Ultra. So basically, they come preloaded with a fixed amount that can be used across our ecosystem. What makes our gift cards different? They are deeply integrated with our upcoming loyalty program, which means that every card unlocks more than just the spending power. Maybe it adds a long term value to your ultra journey. This means it's not just the credit that is preloaded. For example, you spend $50 and you have the equal amount or equivalent amount in the card, but maybe you have an extra perk on top of it. So full rollout details coming soon. You got to stay tuned for that.
Yeah, man, gift cards could really play a big role in bringing in new users, also, especially those outside the crypto native crowd, right? I'm excited to see how they get implemented and also new perks. That's awesome. So, this next one been teased for a while and it's a little more mysterious and people are still trying to figure it out what exactly it is or when it is. Dimensions. Is it specific to a game, or it's a broader concept that spawns Ultra? When will the curtain be pulled back on it?
Oh, that's a very, very good question. And it's a topic that has been in discussion probably for a few years. Uh, the best way to describe, or one of the ways to describe dimensions, is that this is much more than a feature in a game. This, I would say, is a dynamic layer that goes across the entire Ultra ecosystem. And it will live not only in the client, but we may have a version of it living in the browser. And this will basically be a gateway for showcasing games, publishers, apps, and more. So you can see this as a living, evolving concept. We are still working on it. And when it clicks, it will reshape how you experience Ultra. But you guys got to stay close because the curtain is lifting soon.
Oh man, hearing from you just makes my curiosity grow even more. Now I can't wait to finally get a proper review. This final one is for the organized players, the guild leads, the coordinators, the power users, and how Ultra could empower coordinated groups into the ecosystem. Does Ultra plan to introduce any guild management tools for gaming guilds to collaborate on Ultra, such as governance, treasure, or revenue distribution, for example?
Well, Patrick, you always come in with tough questions, huh? The answer would be something like this is not currently part of our roadmap. And while we are not directly working on this, that's the beauty of Ultra. Anyone can build on it. And we can take as an example our friends at Ultra Times, that they are developing a whole set of tools and solutions. So, yep, this is possible. And also, maybe not directly related, but kinda, we are considering open sourcing the Empires app. So people would be able to develop extra functionality for it. And this could go from guild dashboards, treasury tools, analytics, whatever your imagination takes you. So, long story short, is we are not actively developing these things. However, we welcome these developments and we offer all our tooling for you to bring your imagination to reality.
That's an amazing idea, right? This would be a powerful layer for community driven games, or again, most Web3 games. Tools like this could make Ultra even more appealing to large scale player organizations or in Alliance. So, guys, what are you waiting for? Build on Ultra. Rod, always great having you here, man. Thanks for breaking down everything once again. And Adrien, massive thanks for joining us and giving the community that first real glimpse into what's coming for Citadels. You could feel the hype building even before the episode, and after everything you shared today, it's on a whole another level, man.
Patrick, it's always a pleasure to be here to give you this weekly rundown on all the latest updates. Today we had the great, the one and only Adrien in the house, giving us a quick glimpse on the latest progresses on Citadels. More on that soon. We should have Adrien here actually more often. And yeah, man, see you soon for a next reload and more updates and more news and more alphas. See you next week.
And of course, to everyone watching, appreciate every single one of you who dropped the questions. Keep them coming. Discord, X, whatever your loudest. We're always listening, and you're a huge part of what shapes the show. That's it for this week, guys. I'm Sinister, and I'll catch you next time on Ultra Reload. Stay sharp, stay curious, stay Ultra.